80 years, that's how long Texas rapper Tay J will spend behind bars after a jury found him guilty of murder on Monday.
All right, Mr. McIntyre, the jury found you guilty of your punishment is to be assessed at 80 years in the prison. The court will give you credit for any time served. There's a $0 fine. And with regards to the other offense,
Mark kicked the windshield and Tay J opened the door and him $10, and so I gave it to him. He leaned over and got the $10, gave me a kiss. He said, "I love you."
It's official. Tay J just got hit with an 80-year sentence. And what's crazy is that his own girlfriend turned on him. And now he's going crazy over it. From a 55-year sentence to the shocking possibility of life behind bars, the story behind the murder conviction and the snitching that sealed his fate is one you won't believe. Back in July 2016, Tay J was just 16 years old when he and 6 others were arrested and charged with capital murder. The crime? A home invasion gone wrong in Mansfield, Texas, that left 21-year-old Ethan Walker dead. According to reports, Tay J admitted during a 2.5-hour interrogation that he was actively searching for substances in the house during the robbery. In 2019, Tay J was officially convicted for his role in the execution of Walker. He also pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated robbery. For all of this, the judge handed him a 55-year sentence.
Count 1. We, the jury, find the defendant, Tamar Trevon McIntyre, guilty of the lesser included offense of murder. Now, is this your verdict? Yes.
But the story didn't stop there. Here's where things get even crazier. In January 2017, while waiting for certification hearings, Tay J was placed under house arrest. Most people would take this as a moment to reflect, but Tay J had other plans. Just days before the hearings, on March 27th, he and another suspect, Bell, cut off their ankle monitors and fled to San Antonio. They were officially on the run, and Tay J, being the wild teenager he was, decided to turn his fugitive status into fuel for his music career. That's when he dropped The Race, a song and video filmed while he was literally running from the law. The song went viral. It became an anthem of rebellion, and Tay J became a controversial legend overnight. But what the public didn't know was that another crime was already in motion, one that would resurface nearly a decade later, dealing the final blow to his freedom. While still on the run, on April 23, 2017, Tay J was involved in another incident, this time in San Antonio, Texas. The victim was a 23-year-old photographer, Mark Anthony Saldivar. According to police records and court documents, Tay J and his crew lured Saldivar under the pretense of a photo shoot, but instead of posing for pictures, they allegedly tried to rob him at gunpoint for his equipment. The situation spiraled into chaos. Saldivar tried to escape, but according to the arrest warrant, fatally shot by Tay J, an already wanted guy. Why would someone already on the run risk committing another crime? Was it desperation, arrogance, or had Tay J crossed a line so far back that there was no turning around? The case of Mark Anthony Saldivar remained largely quiet for years. Though the incident occurred in 2017, legal proceedings kept dragging out. Delays stacked up, but the defense was finally handed new evidence from the state only this year. They were also waiting on a ballistics report to confirm whether a weapon tied to Tay J was the one that was used. But here's what shook the courtroom. Tay J's own girlfriend, Joanna Reyes, testified against him. Joanna Reyes told the court that Tay J threatened her and her family, which is why she remained silent about the Saldivar incident for so long. She admitted that she witnessed key parts of the crime and even the
And Tamar took out his and pointed it at Mark and asked for his bag. Mark refused to give him the bag, so they all started hitting him, and Tamar was hitting him with the and the whole time I didn't look back, but when I did, I saw his face, and I started telling them to let him go, and I just kept screaming, "Let him go." And Jalen opened the door and started pushing him out. And he was fighting to get back in the car. And then they didn't let him in the car. So he went around the car and he jumped on the hood. And then the light turned green.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna stop you right there, okay?
Okay.
So, when you all were at the light on McCullough, you said Tamor produced his gun, correct?
Yes.
And who did Tamor have the gun pointed at?
Mark.
And what was Tamor saying when he had the gun pointed at Mark?
To give him his bag.
And so, once the light turned green, what happened?
He pointed the gun at me and told me to start driving. So I started driving. I didn't know where to go. So I turned into the first place that I saw, which was the Chick-fil-A. Once I turned into the Chick-fil-A, he kept yelling at me to get him off the car. I didn't know how to, so I was just going back and forth really quickly. And then Mark kicked the windshield and Tay J opened the door and him.
But the question that's burning through the internet right now is, why speak now? Was this a move of conscience? Did she finally decide that justice needed to be served for Saldivar's family? Or was this a way to protect herself from any charges? Some folks say she was just trying to save herself. Others say she was tired of living with guilt. One online user wrote, his girlfriend was probably involved too, just don't want to admit it. She telling on him like that to save herself. Regardless of her reasons, her testimony struck a major blow to Tay K's defense. They argued that much of the case relied on self-serving statements by people who were also in the vehicle during the incident. On Tuesday, April 16th, Tay K received an 80-year prison sentence for his involvement in the 2017 death of Saldivar. This comes on top of the 55-year sentence he's already serving for taking down Ethan Walker, bringing his total prison time to over 100 years. While he was found not guilty of capital murder, which would have led to a mandatory life sentence without parole, the outcome still leaves him facing a grim future behind bars.
So it says, we the jury find the defendant Tamar McIntyre not guilty of the offense of capital murder as charged in the indictment. We the jury find the defendant Tamar McIntyre guilty of the lesser included offense of murder.
Tay K's sentencing has stirred up plenty of controversy. Some say the punishment was too severe and question whether true justice was served, while others argue that the sentence was justified considering the serious nature of the murder he was involved in. One online user wrote, he was a misguided kid. The sentence was way too harsh, man. Another user fired back, fair, a life for a life. Any life should not be taken like it's nothing. Another wrote, fair, this was an execution. I don't care how young you are. If you just out here executing people, cutting off your ankle monitor, robbing, and the icing on the cake is that trash ass song, I wouldn't be mad if he got the death penalty. Another online user wrote, y'all do know he got a second chance, right? His second chance was house arrest and he fucked that up. So what does this all mean for Tay K now? Legally, he still has the possibility of parole, but with an 80-year sentence stacked on top of a 55-year sentence, his chances of seeing daylight again are slim. So folks, what do you think? Was justice served? Did the system fail Tay K? Did his girlfriend betray him or save a family from living without answers? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you stay up to date. And hey, don't leave just yet. Click on the next video to dive into all the crazy drama with your favorite stars.